SEC Media Days in Hoover, Alabama, and I think, Phil, last year at the same time we were asking the same question, is anybody going to challenge Alabama? Clearly the front runner, again, will likely be the pick by the media to win the conference.
Yeah, this time a year ago, the questions for Alabama's offense were at center, at quarterback, and at running back. This year, Bradley Bozeman comes back as an all-conference candidate center. Jalen Hurts returns as the SEC Offensive Player of the Year. And then they've got a stable of running backs led by Damian Harris, Bo Scarborough, Josh Jacobs, and Najee Harris, the true freshman. So they really answer that question in a profound way. But Alabama offensively, Jalen Hurts is going to be the quarterback. He's a dual threat player. They're under a new coordinator in Brian Daboll. It's going to be interesting to see what he brings to the table from the NFL. And then defensively, they lose a ton of guys in their front seven, 10 total draft picks off of this team. But in the front seven, we talk about Jonathan Allen, maybe the best defensive lineman in the Nick Saban era. Tim Williams, maybe the best pass rusher, and Reuben Foster, perhaps arguably the best linebacker.
So they've got
a lot of work to do. Rashaan Evans, linebacker, Deshaun Hand, defensive end, Terrell Hall, probably names to keep an eye on.
Okay.
Isaiah Buggs, the junior college transfer, they seem to have high hopes for in that defensive front. But the real strength, I think, of this defensive side of the football for Bama is going to be in the secondary, led by Minkah Fitzpatrick and Ronnie Harrison.
I mean, it seems like, if you're an Alabama fan, you just expect them, because of their recruiting and their coaching, that they're just going to plug in guys and they'll do the job again. And how can you question that? They seem to do it every year. Is it going to happen one of these years where it doesn't happen like that?
Well, they've done it year after year because they've had the raw material. They've recruited the raw material, and then they've had the incubation time to try and develop players behind the scenes, so that although most fans have not heard of some of these guys unless you're an avid follower of recruiting, they go on the field and they seem to play well.
Yeah. What about the quarterback situation? Hurts obviously is the guy coming back, but do you see some situations where some other guys like Tua will come in there and play?
Well, Tua Tagovailoa is extremely talented. He's an excellent passer. I think that through the August practices, I think he'll prove to the coaches and the other players that he deserves at least a chance to play some. I don't know how they exactly decipher that, because Jalen Hurts is clearly the quarterback going into the season. So with that being said, I look for Tua to get maybe a staple of plays in each game to keep him interested and involved, and I think he's going to earn his way onto the field. But I would say this, Rob, this is the most positive quarterback circumstance as far as first, second string, and Mac Jones, the third stringer, he's got a chance to develop and become a good player. This is the best group of quarterbacks Bama's had maybe since the 1970s.
Yeah, well, we'll see what happens on the field. Of course, Alabama likely the pick to win the SEC and obviously a national championship favorite as well.